Never wondered how some people have this amazing ability that even when they lose everything, they somehow find their way back and rebuild even stronger, bigger, better than what they had before. And yet, someone else who's probably never achieved success before and they're working on the same goals, they are still struggling in that path, even when this person is rebuilding again and again and again. And today, I'm going to be attempting to share my perspective and my insights on this beautiful topic. But to start off with, hi, my name is Eva. I'm a certified soul alignment and quantum flow practitioner. And basically, my work is for anyone who's just tired of living a life based on other people's expectations, based on societal pressure, based on our loved ones' pressure, on who we are meant to be. And yet, on the inside, you might be feeling deeply unfulfilled. And my work actually helps you to bridge that gap, to actually help you connect with that authentic self expression, who you really are beneath all this noise. Actually, connect to that inner compass so you can find a path that actually fulfills you. So basically, with my work with soul element and quantum flow, it's just to help you clear the noise, the patterns, the wounds, the trauma that have actually been preventing you from connecting to this authentic self-expression. So if you're actually navigating an inner awakening and maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with all the mental clutter and you can't seem to figure out what path do I follow, what path do I let go of, then my work will be a game changer for you. And I'm going to be sharing at the end of this video a beautiful 6 week course where I can actually guide you one on one if you want to awaken this for yourself. So, back to today's topic, and that has to do with embodied wisdom, you know. And I'm actually going to share a beautiful story that I actually read right before I actually recorded this video. And it has to do with a certain famous actor sharing an experience that they had with their child where their child was actually auditioning for movie that this actor is going to be starring in, and the child actually ended up not getting this role. And the child was so mad at them, actually stopped talking to them for a couple of weeks because of this. Because according to the child, they wanted the person or the actor to pull certain strings so that they could actually get that role. And I was just looking at that and thinking, like, wow, what a beautiful lesson to actually teach the child where you actually have to put in the effort. And life won't just give you everything that you want. You gotta put in the work. And this ties in so beautifully to what I wanted to share today, and that has to do with embodied wisdom. Why is it that certain people have this beautiful ability that even when you knock them down again and again, they have a way of just rebuilding back bigger and stronger than what they were even way before that compared to other people? And there are people who are knocked down and they just stay down. Have you ever asked yourself why that's the case? And this is the answer that I came up with. It's that when you're building whatever it is that you're trying to build, whatever dream you're trying to build, and you decide to take shortcuts with it to achieve that success, you're essentially actually building your dream on a very shaky foundation. Meaning that if someone wants to come and cut that down, that's it, you lose everything. Compared to someone who's actually put in the work, gone through years of struggle, the pain, and all of that, and actually forged their success or their dream through fire, through all those, the things that we have to do to attain that level of achievement, you find that even when they lose that, it doesn't mean that the experiences that they've learned, the wisdom that they've gained, the life lessons that they've gained while building that dream go away. They still have it inside them, which means that they know what to do and what not to do in order to rebuild that that dream again. And because they're not starting from zero, rebuilding that again takes even a shorter amount of time. They're not having to, dig up the ground to lay up the foundation again. They already have the foundation in place because of all the life experiences and all the lessons that they had previously when they had that dream. That's how I want you to look at it, that when you're trying to take shortcuts to attain whatever it is that you're trying to attain, you're actually building on shaky ground. And a beautiful way I can explain this is picture someone who's probably wanting to lose weight. And we've heard of so many fad diets, right? Do this and then you're going to lose a fast amount of weight in the next 3, 4 weeks, whatever promises that people make, right? You find that immediately after they have lost that weight, because they haven't truly embodied the lifestyle that will help them maintain that weight loss, you'll find that they'll come back to an even worse weight than they were before. And that happens so many times with so many people who try to take the shortcuts, that the fact that they haven't truly gone through that process and truly forged that habit to actually eat right and just taking these shortcuts and then going back to who they are, they're not able to sustain that dream for a long period of time. Another beautiful example, which I love sharing on my channel, has to do with probably someone who gets a huge amount of money given to them at once, and they haven't gone through the experience of actually holding the vibration of having that money. Case and example, lotto winners, right? They haven't gone through the process of actually learning how to handle that level of money. And because their old systems are still in place, their old beliefs, their old patterns of operations, you find that their ability to sustain this level of wealth is not possible because that attainment was built on shaky ground. That is how you can actually interpret this beautiful lesson into your life, that the best way to actually navigate, which I know given the option, so many people will take the shortcut because again, you attain fast results. You attain fast results after a very short amount of time. You're actually able to see the tangible results compared to someone who's been at it for 5 years, 10 years, and nothing is coming about, and you're thinking that wow, am I wasting my time on this? Most people love the external experience of the results that I did this and look at the results that I gained, we get a rush from that. But look at it this way. Do you want to build a path where, yes, short-term results, but long-term unsustainability, meaning that anything can happen to make you lose that, and coming back to having that dream again is going to be a tough ride because you're going to be now starting from a negative ground compared to where you are right now. I hope that resonates with you or that makes sense to you. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. That sometimes, honestly, taking shortcuts in life is never the best way to, especially if you're really looking towards building a sustainable long-term goal for yourself, long-term achievement for yourself. Taking shortcuts to that might not be the ideal path to take, regardless of how enticing it might seem. Taking the longer part where you're actually embodying the day-to-day operation, the day-to-day habits I need to embody to achieve that dream and all of that, it's gonna make your dream, once it materializes, more sustainable. Kind of like also a beautiful example I can also give, it's how the bamboo tree, right? It takes 5, 6 years, I think, to actually build the foundation for the roots. But my Lord, when it just breaks the surface of the ground, within a couple of weeks, it already shoot up to a couple of feet in the air. So yes, for most people, when they're looking at that, they might think like, what's wrong with this tree? But it's actually building a foundation so that it can sustain that tree when it breaks the ground. That's how I want you to look at it, that you're building the foundation. It might be different for most of us, but please, difference I mean by the amount of time it's going to take for you to build that. It might be different for a lot of us, but still, it's still essential because it has to have a very stable foundation that even if something happens where, and life does happen, right? Where you end up losing this thing that you've attained because you learned the lessons, because you've embodied the wisdom that help you attain that, rebuilding that thing again is going to be so much better. And remember, right, it's going to be stronger because you won't make the same mistake that made you lose it in the first place. Now you've embodied the wisdom. So the next time around, maybe you took the right path and then something happened, you ended up losing everything. So when you rebuild it again, you're going to go left, right? You're not going to go to the right because the right means that you're going to lose everything. Now you're wiser. Now you're all those things, right? So that was my insight. That is what dropped in for me when I was reflecting on this. So let me know your thoughts on this. And I'd love to know, what are you working on right now that you want to move just from knowing that, or having like a surface level of knowledge and truly embodying that wisdom for yourself, because embodied wisdom is where the answer is at. You don't want to just have surface level knowledge for most of those things. You want to truly embody the lesson. So, what area of your life are you currently working on where you know you need to embody this and not just take the shortcut of, having surface level knowledge, so that once you have actually built that foundational work, you're able to sustain that dream for yourself. So, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and anything that you might actually share that might be insightful for someone else. Do share in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you do like the kind of wisdom, the kind of insights that I do share on my channel every week. And I did promise I was going to share at the end of this video a beautiful program that I have for you, where I'm going to be working on one-on-one with you to help you embody, who you truly are, your authentic self-expression. So if you're ready to actually stop taking shortcuts and start building a foundation that can actually sustain your dreams, this has to actually start by connecting to who you are, your authentic self expression, before society started telling you that follow this path or go down this path because this is the easiest way for you to maybe attain success or maybe attain a certain level of wealth. But deep inside, you're feeling like, no, this is not it. If this is you, then this program will be a great game changer for you. It's so transformational because, first of all, we're going to be connecting you to who you are at soul level with soul alignment. So, getting to actually understand who you were designed to be and how you were designed to create, and what's actually been blocking you from attaining or connecting to that part of yourself and finding your true soul path or purpose, I may say. And then with quantum flow, we're going to be actually releasing at an energetic level, physical, mental, and emotional level, everything that's actually blocking you from attaining this. Because a lot of our pain, a lot of our struggle, a lot of our wounds, all of that, your body records that, meaning that most of us are actually operating from our own trauma and showing up in life based on our own trauma and making choices based on old stuff that happened to us when we were children. And we don't even know we're showing up so unconsciously. With Quantum Flow, I'm actually helping you identify what these patterns are and helping you clear all of this, clear that channel so that connecting to that authentic self expression of you, part of you, and also connecting to that inner voice, that guidance that you might be seeking right now can actually come to you so much easier. So if you're ready for this kind of deep root level work, then I invite you to book a discovery call with me, link in the description box down below, and just apply for this. Maybe you might have questions on whether this program is a good fit for you or not. Then you can book the discovery call with me, just a short 15 to 30-minute call. We're going to actually go deep into what you're going through. And we're actually going to determine if this program will be a fit for you, a good fit for you, because trust you me, this program does require huge, not huge, but it does require your commitment to actually changing yourself, because I'm not going to be sharing with you things that are just going to be sustaining you at an egoic level and putting you in your comfort zone. I'm going to actually be challenging you to leave that comfort zone. So if you're ready for this kind of transformation, I'm going to invite you to again book the discovery call with me. Link in the description box down below. So now I'm going to just be sending you so much love and an amazing week of truly embodying the wisdom that you need to embody to attain your dreams, right? So thank you so much. Love and blessings.